Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Kingmaker Enhanced Edition with me, BringItDon. So we're going to go to the Goblin Clearing. I've actually already started recording this once already. I made a choice I didn't like because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I ended up getting Nok-Nok killed, so I restarted. I was like, oh, he'll be able to handle this himself. No. Alright. Nok-Nok looks around, uncertain. You don't see anyone, and no goblin shapes about, and no sign of a goblin camp either. Something feels wrong. There's a strange feel in the air, and that hint of sulfur, like he smelled on Nok-Nok's cap in the throne room. Nok-Nok speaks. This the place, but King not here yet? Nok-Nok sounds slightly relieved, but he still looks ready to bolt. You hold your ground. Nok-Nok nods, and as he does, you suddenly notice the surroundings melt away into trails of acrid smoke, revealing a number of goblins, weapons at the ready. Still, while their weapons are drawn, they do not attack. They have a curious light in their eyes you haven't seen before, and it takes you a second to realize its determination. They don't look scared at all, merely stand at the ready as if awaiting the command to attack. As you take in your new opponents, a familiar figure emerges from the tree line, but walking strangely, as if fighting the urge to hunch down on all fours, almost feral. The figure looks to be the Goblin King you recall, but something is wrong about him. It's like someone tried to cram a larger creature inside his skin. Tufts of fur, like that of a wolf, peek from his rags, and his eyes, rather than dull and soft, seem to hold cold fire in them. Nok-Nok, this isn't the king. This is something that looks like him. The king approaches, then stops, his face peeling back into an almost demonic smile. This is not the king, but some creature wearing his shape. The king gazes at you, and you feel your scalp rise. As he speaks, his voice is a rasp, like knives being dragged across metal plate. Which of you was once ruled by this ragged shape I wear? The sooner your blood coats the ground, the sooner my debt here is done. All you cattle smell alike to me, whether you walk or roast on a skewer. Debt? To whom? The king snarls. I'm a Barghest. I was summoned at the behest of a Fae to defeat an ally of one who claims this land, weakening this false king when the time of reckoning draws near. He nods at Nok-Nok and gives a barking laugh. She said it could be any I chose, so I chose the weakest one at your court, if only to fulfill my debt all the quicker and leave this wretched place. The price was that I had to take the shape of this. He glances down at his body. Humiliation. Yeah, what terms did you agree to? Maybe you can turn this against her and get your revenge. The Barghest growls, slowly and suspiciously. Then to your surprise, answers in a clear, precise speech. When one of the allies of the pretender to the throne of the Stolen Lands lies beneath my feet, and their blood feeds the ground, I am freed, instantly, to return home and leave this vile plain behind me. One of my allies? Why not me? The creature snarls. I was told you were to be left for her. I care not why, but should you cross me, I've been given leave to slay you as well. It seems she wishes you to suffer longer than this one. It grins wolfishly. For the Fae and those of my kind, that'll prove a much longer time than your flesh can withstand. The king turns to Nok-Nok. Come, goblin. The sooner I make a sport of you, the sooner I will allow you to die. Perhaps with your limbs intact. I'm not going to do this. Last time I actually had another choice here as well. It was some sort of check, or was it an Arcana check? I think it was an Arcana check that I passed. Basically, I tell him to cut his hand or something so he bleeds on the ground, and then let the king pin him with his foot, because that would meet the requirements of the curse. But it didn't come up this time. I didn't succeed. But let's see. Let Nok-Nok fight his own battle. You have to fight him, Nok-Nok. You have no other choice. Nok-Nok advances slowly, and the Barghest watches coldly, squatting slightly. Nok-Nok makes a strange sound in his chest. You realize he's speaking as if trying to soothe the guard dog, but no words are coming out. Hey, get him, Nok-Nok. As he is about to reach the eager bar guest, Nok-Nok stumbles, then falls face first, into the fire. Screaming, he howls and begins to jump in place, waving his hands in pain. Rather than attacking, the assembled creatures watch in surprise, and then, strangely begin to howl with laughter, infuriating the bar guests.
No!
Snarling, the king leaps forward and hoists Nok-Nok into the air, then extends a claw. If you don't act, Nok-Nok will be gutted. Nok-Nok chokes and struggles in the creature's grip, helplessly. Do not choose wait and see what happens. Nok-Nok will be killed. Attack. That does it. I'll deal with that creature myself. As you leap to attack, the Barghest gives a howl, and the surrounding creatures charge you and Nok-Nok, echoing the Barghest's howl.
Their life ends here.
Oh yeah, I never equipped. Should equip it on both of us.
Nok-Nok used to lighting enemies on fire first. Quiet. Ready to stab.
I don't have a. Oh, I don't have quick stealth.
Strike! My masterpiece! This wound, my gift to you!
Alright, nothing to it. So here we have. We'll identify it when we get back. But they are unique kukris. Alright, let's get out of here. I probably can't pick this stuff up because it'll over encumber me. We'll see. Yeah, overloaded. We will return. All this stuff is useless. We'll just drop all that off. Alright. We'll get back, we'll talk to Nok-Nok, and that should finish his quest. Well, I'll take that back. I think there's one more quest. Kind of. There's a conclusion. It's not a full-blown quest. I think, unless I messed up somewhere, and I don't get it this time. Hi. Nok-Nok doesn't look up at your approach. He's hunched over, hard in thought. One of his ears is even twitching slightly at the effort. Now you might want to stop thinking before you hurt yourself. Nok-Nok's ear twitching stops in mid-twitch, and he swivels his head toward you. Been thinking about being a hero. If Nok-Nok can even be a hero or not. He nods at you. You're a longshanks and half-shanks who speak poorly, mangle words, bathes. He gestures around. But you make big tribe, found nation, build big city. Even if city smells bad. Do great things, and Nok-Nok does things, and they seem small, ridiculous. I want to do what you do, but asking how? You've been more than a hero, and you've proved it. You dealt with the mighty Munguk, saved your tribe, erected great temples of Lamashtu, and survived a Goblin King twice, and won. At your words, Nok-Nok straightens, inch by inch until he's standing tall. He holds in his breath proudly, until you see his ears turn red, then he exhales, coughing. But when his fit ends, he seems to be chewing over your words, and nodding to himself. You're more hero than most I've met, Nok-Nok. You've triumphed over a number of challenges that would have broken others. Nok-Nok looks up at you, his eyes narrow, as if trying to judge if you're being serious. You mean it? Nok-Nok proof self? Kneel, Nok-Nok. I pronounce you hero of, the kingdom. Congratulations. Nok-Nok kneels down, winces as his knee finds a rock, then shifts to a new position, accidentally facing away from you. You decide to let it go. Nok-Nok, I pronounce you hero of the kingdom of Conqueror's Keep, hero of the Stolen Lands, and grant you a title that can never be taken from you. That of fellow hero to Don Victus. Rise. After a moment, he grunts, straightens, and places his hands on his hips. I accept. He thinks for a moment. Now all is needed is a hero statue. I'll let you sort that one out on your own. Nok-Nok seems lost in thought, completely happy at your acknowledgement of his role. You hope you don't regret this. Yeah, he definitely has one of the, it's a very wholesome quest. He's just a little goblin that wanted to become a hero. And I gave him that opportunity. It's definitely one of my favorite. So it's a chain shirt +3. Is it? Yeah, so Cold Blood. Oh, they're only +4s, not +5s. My mistake. But they're better than what he currently has equipped, which are the Mother's Care and the Mother's Warmth, which are +2. Keen, Flaming, Finesse Wielding. These are +4, Agile, Freezing, Finesse Wielding. Well, also Flaming. They're basically the just straight upgraded versions of these two. Because these are Frost and Flaming. This is Frost and Flaming. Also Incinerating. Great trophy. Proof Nok-Nok, real hero. Did both say the same thing? Yeah. Alright, well here you go, Nok-Nok. Fiery Blood and Cold Blood. Oh yeah, we need to fix that as well. Nok-Nok, you can have your hat back. Lindsay, you can have your hat back. Alright. And now for everybody's... Well, let's go check on Kaisi real quick. And then more kingdom management. Everybody's favorite part. I'm looking forward to when I finally play that that Fear Barian, so I have some lockpicking. So I can open up the chests that are inside of these homes. So I can't open up any of the locked ones, and I've never been able to do it. I'm sure it's nothing over the top. I honestly suspect it's nothing unique either. Because they don't want to lock people out of that loot if they don't have lockpicking. Hermit's Rope. Well, that sounds pleasant. What is Hermit's Rope? +4 enhancement bonus to Wisdom and Constitution. The ability to cast Mass Bear's Endurance spell once per day as a 3rd level wizard. Strength and Constitution. I mean, Wisdom is more his thing, right? I like him having the Strength, but I feel like the Wisdom is better for him. Alright. Here I was making fun of the Hermit's Rope. It's actually pretty good. Let's check our stash real quick, because stuff appears in there every now and then. Alright, Alright, nothing seems to have appeared in there this time. Alright, projects. Improving cultural development. Okay. Let us do... Sure, it doesn't really matter. He's got the northern regions. Now what about leveling him up right now? Do I have any other events or projects that I can cover? I can honestly put him on this, so everything's scouted. Oh, I wanted to put him on that. Oh well. Let's upgrade the High Priest. +3 Divine, +6 Arcane. Failed that. +5 to Military. +3 Community, +1 Loyalty, Military, and Culture. +7 Loyalty, +4 Military. +2 Economy, +3 Espionage. Alright, we are doing fantastic. Alright, who can be ranked up? Let's focus on that. The Curator. General is also available. I'll probably do the General because he's close. He's up there. I'm going to talk to the High Priest, the Sentinel. Alright. Let's put him on the Joys of Life. The Hungry Vassal. For only a 75% chance. Let's make that 100%. The Sentinel. It's an opportunity, so it's not a big deal. Alright, once again, sorry for my headset adjustment. My ear is itchy. Your Highness, the fame of our domain is increasing. Many priests look to erect their temples in the capital. The competition has stirred up no little tension, even some arguments. We must opt for one of the great gods, thus winning the hearts of his many followers. The most influential priests are those of Caden, Gorm, Abadar, and Asmodeus. My advice is you take a closer look at Abadar. Tell me about the gods. Caden loves freedom and the simple pleasures of life. People feel at ease with him. They drink, have fun, and live an easy life. He promotes feasts, fairs, and brewing. Abadar is the god of cities and laws, merchants, and trade. All he cares about is law and order. It wouldn't be an easy life for his followers in the Stolen Lands, but his patronage might make your citizens a bit more obedient. Gorm is the dark patron of battle, the master of violence, bold and merciless. His followers believe only in power. They are soldiers, barbarians, mercenaries, and murderers. Asmodeus is the strongest of the archdevils. Sheliax, a powerful kingdom, has long prospered under his patronage. He believes in discipline and obedience, and the right of the strong to rule the weak. I wouldn't advise getting involved with him. Our neighbors will turn against us, and his patronage will bring down a curse on us. Why don't you suggest a temple to your own god? Why would I? Take a look around. This land is covered in forests. There are plenty of deer in the thickets. Wildlife thrives in healthy lands, and its people are decent and honest. This land is already under Aristal's protection. Why would we need another temple? It's a lawful neutral. I will allow Abadar's followers to erect a temple in his honor. This is a wise decision, Your Highness. Abadar doesn't have too many enemies. No one will be sorely disappointed with your decision. Divine protection from fear. Your Highness, there's something transpiring outside the city. You may want to go yourself. It seems your goblin ally has been industrious again and fashioned some sort of something. He sighs. It may be best you go see for yourself. So this is the actual conclusion to Nok-Nok's quest. Once we're done talking to our artisans. Have to rest because I'm stuck in the throne.
I do what I must.
That happens from time to time. It used to happen when you rested outside of the throne room, but you had an event inside. Alright, what? Alright. Secret cache in the north regions. Our scouts found a treasure in the north regions. They've covered an area. There are no more points of interest. Okay. Sure, you can do the faster development. He's busy. So what are those secret caches? I don't remember that ever being a thing. I guess once we get out to the map, we'll figure it out. Alright, let's, Harem, Jathal. There we go. Yeah, alright, so Harem's quest isn't done. There's I think 2 more parts to it. There's like 1 more quest, and then there's a, Alright, I don't know what secret cache... I have no idea what the secret cache is. I don't remember that being a thing. I'm assuming... You know what? I don't know what I'm assuming. I guess I found something when I was scouted the region, like something somewhere I haven't been. Nok-Nok is standing proudly, regarding the statues before you. The statues are strangely ghastly and majestic at the same time. 2 figures fashioned from cobbled bits of stone, wood, and something that might be either mud, plaster, or, judging by the smell, something from the cistern. The statue on the right looks vaguely like a giant version of Nok-Nok, and the other looks to be something. Maybe an Aasimar, but it is of equal height to the figure on the left. Broken glass from what you strongly suspect might have been a castle window rings the Aasimar figure's head like a crown. As you study the 2 odd-looking creatures, Nok-Nok notices you and smiles. Where did the glass on that statue's head come from? Nok-Nok shrugs. Found it. After castle window break. Because rock fly through it like bird, but no wings. Not know where rock come from, where it going, but it left glass behind. He smiles, then nods at the statues. Make nice crown for you, see? You built a statue of yourself right near the city. Nok-Nok shakes his head and snorts. No, look harder. He frowns. Harder. See? With a flourish, Nok-Nok points to the twisted mass of junk. 2 heroes. Me, big hero. He nods at one of the figures. With other, smaller big hero. He nods to the ramshackle crowned figure on the right, towering the same size as the Nok-Nok statue. You, both of us heroes together. He nods, then continues as if self-evident. All heroes have statues, but no inscriptions. Words. He shudders and makes a semicircle in the air, as if to ward off evil. I like it. Nok-Nok nods proudly. Of course you like it. It's perfect. He appraises the 2 statues, judging them side by side. Even got height right. Wait, you actually think... Never mind. Nok-Nok suddenly turns to you, then making what you suddenly realize is the pose the statues are in. Ready to stab, just point the way. 2 heroes against big beasts of the Stolen Lands. He pauses, then leans in. But you handle bigger beasts. Nok-Nok watch. It's perfect. Nok-Nok be true hero. This be King Nok-Nok meeting other king. You happy Nok-Nok allows you travel with him? Alright. Hero at last. He's got a statue to prove it. Nope, meant to go into the throne room. Whoopsies. Because we have more events to take care of, or more upgrades. I might even be able to get all of my stats to 10.
I'm there.
It won't be much longer before I start building up my villages. I haven't really put any buildings down except for the 3 or 4 that I put in all of them. But once I can upgrade to a city, that's when I'll start. And that should allow me, because I want to wait until I can see which stats I need to upgrade, which espionage is probably going to be one I need to put buildings in for, or down for. Because I got it pretty late. I always do. Espionage seems like it's just hard to get. But I guess you could build more stuff to unlock espionage earlier on. I'm going to get a quick save. Alright, so another project. Support the High Priest endeavors. Alright. I'm going to do the general. Going to get him upgraded. It's rank 7. Divine +4. She actually... Oh. It was a disaster. Oh well. Faster development, so training and stuff won't take nearly as long. Conceal, you take care of yourself. General wants to talk. Rusty Dogs. Undead Rising. You take care of that. Who is available? I guess we'll do the... Well, the treasure is going to go in Rusty Dogs. Alright, we'll talk to the general, then we'll upgrade somebody else. Your Highness, our army has grown strong enough to reckon with. There are others who look to support our army in sharing the glory of our victories. Representatives of 3 unions have arrived at the court to offer their services. Unfortunately, we're forced to select only one, and the others will have to leave. This is a matter of their insistence, something to do with their prestige. Who should I make the deal with? I dislike Arcanum. They're dishonest thugs. And that Kurgas priest, he looks like he's about to burst with smugness. His strength is impressive, but I don't like his bragging and vulgar manners. As for Alkenstar, have you seen their weapons? Their weapon is magnificent. I'd love to be trained to handle it. And the tactical perspective it offers, nobody here possesses anything like it. Alright, I should talk to their ambassadors. Who would you like to know about? The halfling in black. The halfling standing before you wears fine black cashmere. He has a couple of strange-looking palm-sized crossbows in his waistband. His expensive attire does nothing to disguise the scars on his face and hands or his sturdy posture. Your guest seems more accustomed to sitting in the saddle and wearing traveling clothes, rather than visiting palaces wearing expensive attire. Greetings, Your Highness. I am Captain Romello. I represent the Smoky Dawn Arms Factory in the Grand Duchy of Alkenstar. Our enterprise is prepared to provide your army with the finest weapons ever made. And what exactly do you have to offer? The captain's voice grows serious. We'll provide your soldiers with our weapon, teach them how to use it, and make sure the weapons are working. Believe me, each bolt shot by our crossbows will cost the enemy an equal amount in gold. I should make clear from the beginning, we're not selling the technology. Your engineers won't be permitted to repair the weapons. They're to be handled exclusively by our specialists. However, if you're interested in any of our non-weapons technologies, our craftsmen will gladly train yours. What makes you think I'd prefer your odd toys over a time-honored magic? Because you're smart, Your Highness. Firstly, our toys are way safer, and their failure is far less dangerous than magic cast awry. Secondly, anyone with an eye and two hands can use our weapons. That makes things a bit simpler for you, doesn't it? Tell me about the weapon in your waistband. The captain grins and pats his crossbows. So, you'd like to know how they are operated? What gears bring these small death machines to life? How can they rain bolts down upon the enemy without ever recharging? It's a secret. We make our living from other people's ignorance of how our weapons work. Nevertheless, I will tell you a secret about these two crossbows of mine. The left one is for normal work. Easy to kill bandits and thieves spying on our secrets. It's loaded with ordinary bolts. The right one is for special occasions. Each of its bolts bears the name of a rascal who wronged me or my family. When the right one is empty, my travels in Golarion will end, and I will return to Alkenstar and find myself something else to do. Tell me about your motherland. Where is it? We don't hear about it often here in our domain. Alkenstar is halfway around the world. You see, magic... How can I put this? It doesn't work in our lands. Don't ask me why. That's a question for the researchers and historians. But we ordinary people of Alkenstar managed to turn this nuisance to the greater good. Romello rubs his chin. We give up magic for the sake of science. No country can compare to Alkenstar in terms of its technological miracles. We didn't just survive. We're doing very well here, where a mage could never endure. And we are willing to share our findings with anyone willing to pay a fair price. Well, thank you. I need to think. Alright, let's talk with the sorceress. I'm sure we'll have a most productive association, Your Highness. Alright, with the sorceress. Rakiata. A sturdy middle-aged woman in practical gray attire bows to you. You can tell by the numerous strings and laces on her neck that she's wearing quite a number of amulets under her robe. Her hair is short and cropped. First Foreman Rakiata at your service, Your Highness. Reporting for negotiations on behalf of the Wands Brigade, graduates of the Arcanum. And what do you have to offer to my troops? Our experience. You're hiring the Wands Brigade, an independent squad of mages, not merely as soldiers, but as advisors and trainers for your other troops. Each of us not only possesses magic, but also has extensive combat experience. What's more important, we know when and how to use it. We're not theoreticians or professors, Your Highness. We're arcane practitioners, combat specialists, and frontline workers. We're willing to share our knowledge with your military mages. Your title is very unusual. Every member of our brigade is an Arcanum graduate. We each have combat experience and a desire to build a mercenary career. We've been preparing to accept your orders since we entered the Wands Brigade. What is this Arcanum so famous for? It is the oldest, biggest, and most prestigious arcane academy in Absalom. It's very influential. Students come from all over the world to master the art of magic. Mind you, the school is tuition free. They teach both magic and practical skills, both of which are certainly useful to combat mages. For instance, if you learn to summon enraged monsters, it might also be a good idea to learn to run fast. A smile brushes lightly over Rakiata's face. I need to think. Always at your service. Alright, let's talk with the dwarf. Wadga, priest of Kyrgyz. An unusually tall and sturdy dwarf with a shaved head bows to you. Despite the weather, his feet are bare, and he's wearing a simple vest over his naked torso. His mighty but pleasant voice fills the entire hall. Greetings, Your Highness. I am Wadga, priest of the glorious god Kyrgyz. I believe it was not by coincidence that the road brought me and my comrades to your lands. And how can you help my army? Your soldiers are brave but weak. By the will of Kyrgyz, we'll sort out your pathetic forces. My priests know how to strengthen a soldier with magic that will give them the power and speed of a mighty animal. If that fails to protect them, our prayers will heal your warriors and restore them to perfect fighting form. Tell me about your god. Kyrgyz was a Taldan villager of remarkable figure. He traveled around towns, visited trade fairs, took part in every competition and show, and always won. It's only natural that everybody was jealous. His rival set a trap for him during a competition. He died, giving his life to protect the other participants, but his glory lived on even after his death. Few mortals are deemed worthy of joining the godly host, and Kyrgyz was among them. And what is your church? Our church is young. We don't have an established hierarchy yet. We wander from town to town, healing the diseased, mentoring the weak and the sick, teaching them how to harness their own powers, inspiring those who are able to reach beyond their own boundaries. We do not build temples, for we believe our bodies are the temples. A tent in a field, that's all we need. It disgusts Kyrgyz when people cripple themselves, so we reject alcohol and stupefying potions. I shall prohibit these among your soldiers. The spirit grows stronger in a mighty body. Kyrgyz dislikes foul play, so cheating is also illegal. You look outlandish. Where have you come from? The dwarf laughs approvingly. Well, thank you. I wish you could meet my grandfather. He was a real hero, stately and notable. Myself, I'm a mere peasant from a small village on unclaimed land. I was once a fighter. However peaceful I may be, I am still very passionate. When it comes to wrestling, I can best even you, though now I'm a priest as well. Alright, well, I need to think it over. Try throwing a kettlebell up and down. Physical effort stimulates the brain. Or in fact, it doesn't matter. Your visitors will wait for as long as it takes. Alright, then I guess we'll just sit here. I'm not going to do anything. No, okay. I trust Alkenstar's engineers. Have them supply us with their weapons. Last time I selected the Arcanum Miriam. I guess the next time I'll choose Kyrgyz. But yeah, this time I trust Alkenstar's engineers. Have them supply us with their weapons. I'll immediately begin training our shooters to use the weapons of Alkenstar. I'll ask the ambassador for one for myself to study our new armaments. So he's pretty excited about that. Bakken, what's up, man? Bring me something nice. Potion Shield of Faith. Okay. Coolio. Alright, and I'm going to call the episode here. And the next one we will continue to upgrade our capital, or our kingdom. Handful of stuff going on. I guess we'll probably start with the Warden. Rank 4. Let's see, what are you? Rank 5. Rank 1. Okay, the Minister needs to be upgraded next. So if I remember, that's what we'll do next time. But I probably won't remember, so we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next episode.